All right, welcome everybody to the Wisdom Movement Method podcast. I'm here with David A., one of our success stories. He's done fantastic, and we're going to just ask him some questions about his experience. So getting into this, David, tell us your origin story in terms of fitness and kind of what your fitness has been over the years before you came to see us and what you accomplished.
Sure. So before I came here, I always would do cardio in the form of walking and, at a good pace, you know. But, it got to a point where that just wasn't enough.
Okay.
I could go out and do the exercise and it didn't bother me or anything, but I wasn't losing weight on that all by itself.
So walking typically?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I did no resistance training whatsoever.
So you're doing walking, and then diet. What did diet look like for you?
The diet was terrible. It was pretty much, eat whatever you want, eat by the time of day rather than when you're hungry.
Okay.
So it was just like, get up in the morning, you have full breakfast, eat lunch because it's 11:30, and then eat dinner because it's 6 o'clock. And I travel for work, so if someone else is paying for your food when you're on the road, so you just, indulge.
And travel typically tends to be difficult for people to get the right foods.
Oh, yeah.
So what did your life look like? Weight, because you were how much more did you weigh than you do now?
When we moved from California out here in 2005, I probably weighed about 200 pounds.
Okay.
But over the years, just being sedentary, the traveling picked up and things like that, my weight shot up to probably a high of like 245.
And moving from California, the Southeast, I love the Southeast, but the diet's a little bit more challenging.
Yes.
Yeah, sweet tea, different things.
I never indulge in the sweet tea, but you got hush puppies and everything's fried. And, it's what you want, that satiates you at that moment. But, afterwards you don't feel great.
So you made some changes where you changed your diet, which was massively successful for you.
Yes. So probably around 2012 or 13, I went in for a physical exam and my blood sugar was way up, my weight was up, and the doctor, was warning me that, you're getting into a pre-diabetic state here and you need to make some changes in your life. And he just mentioned to me, you got to start watching your carbohydrate intake and everything. Yeah. And at that time I went home and I just started Googling, carbohydrate, low carb and everything. And I had come across the ketogenic diet.
Okay.
And I thought, well, I could make that work, and when I started doing it, my wife thought I was crazy because,
What year was this?
That was probably in 2000. Well, that was 13, 14, maybe 14 is when I started.
You took it on yourself to change your diet. What were the results like? What happened?
So the results were quick and very positive. So probably within a year of doing that, I went from 240 and I got to a low of about 165 pounds.
That's
in a year.
Incredible, man.
Yeah.
So just in terms of nutrition coupled with walking, and you saw fantastic results. What was your doctor's reaction to this massive transformation?
He was shocked. And frankly, year over year, he was a little concerned at first because, you're eating high fat, low carbohydrate diet. And we got to a point where we were introducing intermittent fasting into the program. So really I only ate twice a day, because the higher fat, you're just not hungry.
Right.
So, but year over year, my blood work improved dramatically.
Okay.
And when we would do our blood work, we would request what they call an NMR. I can't remember, it's a nuclear
test,
magnetic, whatever. But what it does is it looks at a deep dive into your cholesterol. Yeah. So the particle size of the cholesterol, the smaller the particles, the worse it is for you. But the particles were big and they flow through, so it doesn't clog up your arteries. So in short, with the weight loss and everything, he took me off after a year. I wasn't on blood pressure medication anymore.
That's amazing.
I went to a reduced dose of a statin that he had me on. And frankly, I don't know if you put this in an interview, but this last physical I had.
Well, before we get to that, let's stay on this for a second.
Sure.
So you made an amazing transformation, and you kept it up for about 10 years. Why did you decide? Because you did so well in terms of changing your behaviors in terms of diet. why did you decide, you're doing cardio, walking,
Right.
to train with us? What changed where you're like, man,
so-
I want to do something different? This is where we met David,
Yes.
and this is kind of where the story starts with
Right.
us.
So really what transpired with that is I had noticed that through that dramatic weight loss, I also lost muscle mass as well. And at the beginning of 2023, I had a coworker who retired. And after he was gone for about a month or two, he had always been in fairly good shape, but we were just chatting and he said, do yourself a favor. Before you get into retirement get in the best shape you possibly can, so you can enjoy the things in your early retirement.
That is
Travel,
a great tip, everybody.
You know, he has grandkids, so he moved down to South Carolina just across the border to be with his grandkids. He goes, I want to keep up with them, you know, and I want to do things.
Let me point something out. Statistically speaking, when people retire, there's a high increase of fatality within 2 years. Because, and this is just the numbers, because people are not thinking like you just said. Get in the best shape possible so that once you retire, you can do all these fun things you want to do. That's an amazing tip. And you took the tip and you called us. And we started training you. So you had not been doing strength training, you hadn't been doing weights, but your nutrition was good and your cardio was good. What did you notice as you started training with us?
So initially, we tried sticking with the keto and everything, but just coming in to do the workouts. So both my wife and I were coming in 3 days a week for this. So it probably, I would say in the first month, the first thing you notice is you're sore everywhere because you know, you're using muscles you hadn't used before. But really after about a month or so, then you start to notice, you know, just changes in the way you feel more than anything. Like, you know, more than what you notice physically, you're looking at yourself in the mirror. So you just start to feel better, you know, and you do notice in terms of like a progression that I can do more when I go to the gym and I'm not as sore each time. But, you know, the good thing about the workouts here is that, you know, it's a progression. So you're not always doing the same thing. So what I appreciate is it starts to get easier on me, then I get pushed harder, you know, with other things.
And
that's a good
customized for you, your needs, your tight areas.
So, you know, the one good thing is that they're always asking, the trainers are always asking, how do you feel? You know, does this weight feel good for you? You know, does anything hurt? You know, and then if something is hurting, which it will, you know, in our age group, then they amend the exercises so you're not going to hurt yourself.
David, how long have you been training with us now? About
started at the beginning of February.
7-8 months.
Yep, 8 months.
And what's interesting about you is your weight was at a good range when you came in, but your lean muscle mass was maybe not where you wanted.
Yes.
And you have decreased your body fat. It looks like 3 percentage points. You've lost 6.5 inches in your waist, which is an incredible visceral fat. That's an amazing amount of inches to lose, 6.5 in your waist. And then your percentage, your muscle mass has gone up 6 pounds. So you put on 6 pounds of muscle in the 50 plus population. Very hard to do. You just went to your doctor. He did a physical on you. What did he say to you?
He was actually blown away by the results. So I brought the printout from here with him, and he was looking that over. And the first thing he noticed was my BMI.
So you brought the in-body that we do, and then what did he say?
So he was impressed. You know, because initially he was, you know, looking at the results when you go and just my weight had increased. But in looking at those results, that my BMI went down, but he actually told me that he was impressed for a person of my age, I'm 61, that I put on 6 pounds of muscle in, you know, in the 8 months we've been coming here. So he was impressed by that, but all of my blood work, everything that he was looking at, he was just blown away at the improvement in just a year. Even though it had been getting better, just this past year it got a lot better.
So lean muscles up, waist is down, energy is better, numbers look great. Yeah, that's such a great testimony, and you're incorporating strength training that's customized for you.
Yes.
And focusing on the 50 plus population here, you're getting in the best shape possible so that once you hit retirement, you can do all the things you want to do.
Yes.
That's incredible. What would you say to that person that is interested in personal training, especially if they're in that 50 plus population, because, you know, not all trainers are equal. what would you say to somebody that's searching and looking into training with us at the Wisdom Movement Method? What would you say to them?
I would say you just got to go and get started. You know, if you're in this age group, you know, and you see that other people in this age group are just struggling just to walk around,
right?
You know, or just in bad health with a bad diet and the combination of all that, you know, just to get started. You know, it's hard to make that first step, you know.
And what's that? Why is that so hard, do you think? Why do people struggle with that first step?
You know, I think people get comfortable with the lifestyle that even if 100%. You want to sit at home and complain that I don't feel good or anything else, you know, they're comfortable in that lifestyle. Yes, that's it, exactly. I have met so many people, and we have talked about this place with them, but they're more like, I want to eat what I want to eat. Yeah. But you can't do that and maintain a healthy lifestyle. And you know, even making small changes, it's hard for people. Sure. We have never been, my wife and I have never been people that were big into sweets, but you know, sugar is an addiction.
Oh, 100%.
And it's hard for a lot of people not to give up the sugar in the
So
first
why
place.
would you tell them to try us, or you'd be interested or open to trying us? You know, if they're nervous about training or changing their lifestyle.
So what we tell people, this isn't like, you know, what you see like on the commercials for Planet Fitness or things like that. And it's nothing against you know, those gyms and things like that. But for us, it's about the personal training. I need that. I'm a lazy person, and if I was doing this on my own in the gym, I probably wouldn't have lasted this long. Right. The other thing is, on my own, I don't know what exercises I should be doing. And more importantly, am I doing them the right way? My wife used to go to Planet Fitness, and they just, you know, kind of set you loose into the gym. Yeah. But in this age group, you will hurt yourself. Right. And none of us want that. Yeah. So, you know, here with the personal training, the fact that you guys specialize in the over 50 population, and most of your clients are in this age group, that you customize the workouts, but not just that, you customize it that if, you know, aches and pains do occur, and they will, you alter the exercise as you go along, so you're not going to hurt yourself, but at the same time, you can still get in a good workout. Yeah, awesome, man. Well, we really appreciate you. You've done phenomenal, and I love the fact that you said you're training so that you can enjoy retirement, because I think about that as approaching 50 years old, that I'm doing this stuff. I'm doing these wisdom movement corrective exercises every day so that I can be healthy. I've got different things I've overcome. And if I don't do training in a certain way, I will not be healthy as I get older. So I'm very self-aware of it, and it's cool to hear, because so many people are not aware of that, but you are aware that like this is really important, get in the best shape so that you can hike and travel and do all those things. Right. That's a big deal. I can think of a client that before she started training with us, she's traveling the world and she's on a cruise, and she falls on cobblestones and breaks her elbow. Oh my God. And she fractures her elbow, and then she's been trained with us. She's doing better. Now she's traveling and she's more confident. Because think about it, cobblestones, it's not level. And the more that we're functional, the more you can do whatever you want to do and enjoy this retirement that is coming soon. Right. David, thank you, man. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we will see you in the next video.